When it comes to being successful in setting, and if you actually want to be a successful setter, there are multiple components that come into it, but I've dialed it down to three components that you need to have dialed in order to become a successful setter. And at the end, the final one is probably the most important one, so you need to watch till the end to find out what that last one is. So, I hope you guys enjoy this video and watch till the end. So, like I said, there's really three steps that you need to become a successful setter, or three columns per se. And everyone on YouTube talks about the same old shit over and over again. Either send more DMs, get better at setting, or buy my course to get better at setting, and you'll be able to set more and book more meetings. While some of the stuff they give you works, if you don't go back to the core aspects of why people become successful and why people don't become successful, you're never going to be a successful setter. And that one aspect is a routine, and following that routine indefinitely throughout your life. Now, I'm not going to talk about the woo-woo crap like meditating, waking up at 5 a.m., no fap. While those things do have their place, they don't have a direct impact on the work that you do. But these three things do have a direct impact, and I'm going to be sharing those with you guys today. And so the first thing is taking your health seriously. Now, I know you may be thinking, this is some woo-woo crap. You just said you're going to give us tangible things that will help us. And this is something that will tangibly help you. Now, one of my favorite quotes that I don't remember the exact author of is, treat your body like a temple, not a woodshed. The mind and the body work together. So what you put into your body will directly impact the actions and the decisions you make and put out into this world. So if you eat like shit, McDonald's every day, how can you expect to put in above average work and effort if you're constantly stuffing it with below average and shit food? So, once you take your health seriously and start working out weekly and eating very healthy, it doesn't have to be anything crazy like all these people on the carnivore, the keto, the vegan, all that crap. You just need to eat whole foods that are as close to the earth as possible, and you will feel so much better. And incorporating all these other things within your diet to make sure that you're performing at your highest, because that is one of the biggest things that most entrepreneurs forget to do, is focusing on their health to help them perform better within their entrepreneurial dreams. And so your performance is going to go through the roof, and you'll be able to focus for much longer periods of time. So once you get this down, the next step is getting into that deep work. And that's why I started with the health, because if you don't have your health down, you can't get into deep work as well as you could be. So if you have the health down, it's much easier to get into the deep work state when you have it down. So it becomes very clear early on that you have to master the art of getting into deep work and banging out work that takes others 8 hours in only 2. And when you start, you instantly get that hit with the realization that you're not getting paid hourly, you're getting paid on the results that you're bringing to the people that you're working with. So if you only get work done in 2 hours when it takes others 8 hours, you can put in quadruple the work and get quadruple the outcome that others are just not getting when they're setting. And the biggest problem is that most people just go into this because they've been pitched the idea online, or somebody told them to start setting, and it's a great way to make 10K per month. And although it is a good way to do so, it is a lot of work that you have to put in, because people think it's not a business per se, that you don't have to put in that much work, and it's just such a lie that you cannot fall for that. So if you're not willing to put in the work when you're setting, putting in a couple hours daily of just sending out manually messages and sending those out and responding to those messages constantly, if you're not willing to put in that work, don't even become a setter, man. So getting into that deep work flow not only takes time, but it also takes the effort on your end. But if you can get those 2 to 3 hours of deep work in, you'll be unstoppable in this game. Now, the steps to getting into deep work are really simple. Get rid of all your distractions, for example, your phone, people, food, even, etc. Because all these things, they distract you from your main goal, which is getting the work that you set for yourself done and completing it within the time frame that you set. Then the next thing is closing all the other tabs. So focusing in on the tab that you're working on. So if you're working on building out an automation on Go High Level, or you're sending DMs, or whatever you're doing within a business or setting or whatever, keep that one tab open and close the rest. The other tabs don't matter at that moment. The only thing that matters is that you finish what you're working on and you finish what you started. Now, turning on some music can be a little bit of a sketchy one. Some people may fall into a trap, start singing and all this stuff. So I recommend putting on music either on Brain.fm or some sort of music that doesn't have any lyrics and is quiet and calm, so it doesn't get you hyped up and all this crap, and you're able to just focus in on the work you're doing while having some of that background noise to tune out the other distractions that may cause some problems. And then focus for the 2 to 3 hours and get that work done. Once you master getting into deep work, your results will go through the roof and you'll start to see so much more success when you're setting, because you're able to get so many more DMs out, so many more follow-ups out, and as a result get so many more meetings booked. And now the third thing that ties perfectly back well into deep work is time blocking your day. If there's one thing I remember from Nir Eyal's book Indistractable, is that time blocking rather than creating a to-do list is the way to go when you want to get stuff done. When you create that to-do list, you're basically screwing yourself to get nothing done. And that's because when you create such a large to-do list, you do not know what to start with. And you're stuck trying to choose what you're going to be doing within that day, and then you never get anything done. I've been through it way too many times. On top of that, you frantically try to complete everything on the to-do list, and if it doesn't get done, you go into this negative loop where you constantly give negative feedback to yourself because you didn't complete the work that you set in the time that you have in the day, and it doesn't help in any way. So time blocking, though, is the actual shit. Think about it. You set up a calendar of tasks and the time to do them. Once you start that task, when the time is done, so you, for example, you set an hour to set. Once that's over, you stop doing the task. Even if you set the goal to do 100 messages and you only did 81, you stop and you set it. You stop right there. As you do more and more of these days with time blocking, you'll start to get a sense of how long each task takes you or would take you, and you'll be able to account for that and really put in the exact time you think a task is going to take you when you're doing the work. And trust me, it's been one of the leading factors that has helped me keep my focus throughout the day and get tasks done, because I know exactly what to do throughout the day no matter what. So here's an example of one of my schedules when it was time blocked. This is a very extreme example where I was time blocking my entire day and just having that calendar set up where I know exactly what to do at the exact time to do it. So now if you implement these 3 things that I showed here today, you'll see an increase in your output and the overall results that you'll start making more money in no time. So if you found this video valuable, I would appreciate you to subscribe and just leave a comment what you think is the most important when it comes to actually becoming a top game setter. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Lucas out.